Good evening. I'm Seitis, and I am the student director of the Alchemist Theater Company's production of Mary Poppins. Before the show begins, I'd like to remind you that during intermission, refreshments will be sold out in the lobby, and the winner of the 50-50 will be announced. The cast and crew would like to give a huge thank you to everyone involved in making this production possible. Ms. Marx, Mr. Chesler, Mrs. Suchaki, Mr. Haber, Ms. Cahill, Ms. Moreno, Mr. Smith, and Ms. Mo. I'd like to remind you to please silence all cell phones and electronic devices, and please no flash photography. Now, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Like something is brewing and about to begin. Can't put me finger on what lies in store, but I feel what's to happen or happened before. A father, a mother, a daughter, a son. The threads of their lives are all rattling undone. Something is needed to twist them as tight as a string you might use when you're flying a kite. Chin chimney, chin chin, chiree chin chiroo.
Hurry up, Jane, let's run! Come back here, you blind us! You've got to do your lesson! I can do my lessons if I'm flying a kite!
Oi! Not you two again! Come on home! Oi, come here!
Good morning, Beth.
Good morning, Miss Lark. On how's little Willoughby today?
Oh, very well, thank you, Beth. Willoughby!
By Jove, is that the cutest Miss Lark I spy over the horizon?
Oh, Admiral. Willoughby!
Morning, Admiral. How's it looking?
Dark clouds gathering over number 17. Storm warnings overdue.
Of all London's byways where I doff my cap, this one's the hardest to find on the map. Cherry Tree Lane, sweet as a song, but the nannies who come here, they don't stay for long. Chim chimney, chim chim, cherry chim chim.
Those little beasts have run away from me for the last time! And they'll get stuck with the children and no nanny in the house! Me, that's who! I've said my say, Mrs. Brill, that's all I'll say! I'm done with this house, forever! Oh, good riddance, then. Mind you don't stumble on your way out. Katie, Nanna! Where are you going? Oh, Katie, Nanna!
straightforward task. The children, the servants, are all your domain. Must I remain the sovereign of Cherry Tree Lane? Coach! The simple truth is we've engaged in 6 nannies in the last 4 months and they've all been unqualified disasters. A nanny should govern, a nanny should rule. A nanny is a paragon who suffers no fool. A nanny's a stalwart our children would gain from having such a nanny in Cherry Tree Lane. So take control of situations, show your authority when interviewing staff. You know your role, they know their station. Efficiency and forethought, but the job's in half. Umbrella!
I always thought Kate and Nanna would be firm with the children. She always seems so cross.
Winifred, do not confuse efficiency with a liver complaint.
If only we could find someone like your old nanny.
I'm afraid that's not possible, my dear. Few women alive can manage Miss Andrews' standards of efficiency. And besides, we can never afford someone with her talent. Briefcase!
Precision and order, he wants nothing less. It's like an army barracks.
Yes, and we're in the mess.
No wonder the nannies are driven insane. We're living in a madhouse in Cherry Tree Lane.
Now, Winifred, if you do want to please me,
No, I do, George.
then place an advertisement in the Times stating that Jane and Michael Banks require the best possible nanny at the lowest possible wage.
We'd better give them ours before they make another mistake.
I would stress.
Father? What is that you're holding there? We've written our own advertisement.
What's on?
George, I won't have to listen. Wanted a nanny for 2 adorable children.
Adorable? Well, that's debatable, I must say.
If you want this choice position, have a cheery disposition, rosy cheeks, no warts,
That's the part I'm to.
play games, all sorts. You must be kind, must be witty, very sweet and fairly pretty.
Full of all the ridiculous...
George, please. Take us on outings, give us treats.
Sing songs, bring sweets. Never be cross or cruel. Never feed us castor oil or gruel.
Love us as a son and daughter.
And never smell of holy water. I did that one too.
If you won't scold and dominate us, we will never give you cause to hate us. We won't hide your spectacles so you can see.
Put toads in your bed or pepper in your tea.
Hurry, Nanny, many thanks, sincerely, Jane.
And Michael Banks.
That is quite enough Tommy Rot for one day. Now will you please go upstairs and let me get to work?
They were only trying to help.
You can't tell anyone to make me late. Now where's my hat?
George, dear.
Hat!
Hat, I thought you flew down here.
Hat!
Hat, show a bowler hat can simply disappear.
You think I'll find a nanny who
Oh, there it is.
doesn't run away.
He's brushed it with boot polish!
Precision and order, that's all that I ask. The fun in our household, a straightforward task. The children, the servants, are all your domain.
Must I remain the sovereign? Mind you use the day well.
You remain the sovereign.
I shall be home at 6 o'clock sharp.
He remains the sovereign of Cherry Tree
Good morning.
Yes?
I've come in answer to the advertisement.
What advertisement? We haven't written an advertisement. At least not yet.
George and Winifred Banks live here, do they not?
Mr. and Mrs. Banks live here, yes.
And you are looking for a nanny?
Well, I suppose.
Very well then, now let's see.
Play games all sorts, which I most certainly can. Take us on outings, give us treats.
Michael, it's our advertisement.
Rosy cheeks and fairly pretty. There's no objection on that score, I hope.
Oh, not at all.
I'm glad to hear it.
But take that up with Mrs. Banks. She handles that side of things. Nothing domestic ever goes through me. And don't forget the references.
I make it a rule to never give references.
Oh, but I thought it was usual.
A very old-fashioned idea to my mind. The best people never require them now.
I see. Well, you'll have every third Thursday evening off from 5 until 9.
The best people give every second Wednesday from 6 till late, ma'am, and that is what I shall take.
Well, then it's settled then.
As long as I'm satisfied. I'll see the children now, thank you.
Of course. You'll find they're rather nice children. Now, this is,
Mary Poppins. Jane, don't stare. And close your mouth, Michael. We are not a codfish. Best foot forward, space forward.
Mrs. Brill, you found a new nanny.
She passed her interview then.
Or I did.
Responsible for that? Miss Rhodes.
Me. I am. I like to keep things neat.
Do you indeed? Well, I look forward to making use of that. If there's one thing I appreciate, it's a child whose word I can depend on. Who's she when she's at home? That's Valentine. She's mine. From the look on her face, I'm not sure she would agree with you.
She's just a doll and I don't want to play with her now.
Treat her like that, and she might not want to play with you. Now, first things first, I always say the proper place to hang a hat is on a hat stand.
There's nothing in it.
We'd better keep an eye on this one. She's tricky.
Mary Poppins, how did you know what we wanted in a nanny when we made our list?
Your list? I'm not an item in the weekly shop, thank you very much.
Well, how did you come then? It's as if the wind just blew you here.
It did. Now, stand over there. Just as I thought, a noisy, mischievous, troublesome little boy.
What? You're making that up? Noisy, mischievous.
Now you. Thoughtless, short-tempered, and untied.
I don't believe you.
By the time the wind has blown the weather around, I'll show you if I can. No matter what the circumstance, for one thing I'm renowned. My character is peaceful, spick and span.
What about your measurements, Mary Poppins?
I'm practically perfect in every way.
Practically perfect.
So people say, each bird quite the contrary.
Do you read stories without a big fuss?
Or have objections to playing with us?
Oh, I like games, but I choose them.
That's not fair.
Some minor improvements may not care for these, but at all times you must remember these.
You're practically perfect.
I guarantee
Practically perfect. We hope you'll stay.
If you do not relax the bond, each trait is great
And fatally so.
I'll take my telescope, thank you.
It's not fair.
I didn't say I was fair. I said I was practically perfect, and here's my aim. I want to make yeah, you that will be the same. You'll be practically perfect.
Practically perfect. You will be practically perfect in every
Face foot forward, space forward.
Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim chiroo. I does what I likes, and I likes what I do. Today I'm a screever, and as you can see, a screever is an artist of highest degree. And it's all me own work from me own memory.
Oh, Loomy, not these again.
Oh, come on, Mrs. Parkeeper, it's just me drawings like it always is. There's no harm in 'em.
I'll be the judge of that. This is my park, and I say you're interfering with public property. I want to remove this. That is, just you watch it. That's all. Just you watch it.
Oh, stay right where you are. Oh, I know that silhouette anywhere. Mary Poppins!
It's nice to see you, Bert.
Wow, I must say you do look swell.
How does he know you? He can't know you. You've only just arrived.
I wasn't born a minute before I walked into your house, Michael Banks. Have you met these two, Bert?
Oh, I've seen them running about, chasing a kite.
It isn't a real kite.
Ah, so what are you up to?
Mary Poppins says it's a game. It's called a walk in the park.
Some game. I'd rather eat spinach.
Come on, Bert. You're due for a break, and you promised you'd take me out when we met again. Or have you forgotten?
Well, of course I ain't, Mary. But,
Oh dear, is that all you've got? Well, never mind. My treat. And no one's charging for the trees in the sky, are they?
Mary Poppins, is he really coming with us?
Why shouldn't he?
Well, for one thing, he's very dirty and Father would never approve.
what's that?
You're too dirty. You can't come with us. Besides, we don't want to go to the stinky park anyway.
Oh, yes, you do. Because when you walk with Mary Poppins, you go places you never dreamed of. And if she says it's a game, she's got something in mind, you can be sure of that.
That's a picture of the park, isn't it?
That's not the park. Not our park anyway. The trees are much brighter green and the sky is quite a different blue.
I think you'll find it's just the way I've drawn it. All that it takes is a spark. And something as plain as a park becomes a wonderland. All you you have to do is look anew, then you'll understand why it's a jolly holiday with Mary. Mary makes your heart so light. When the day is grey and ordinary, Mary makes the sun shine bright. Oh, happiness is blooming all around her. The daffodils are smiling at the dove. When Mary holds your hand, you feel so grand. Your heart starts beating like a big brass band.
You've enough brass for all of us.
Oh, it's a jolly holiday with Mary. No wonder that it's Mary that we love. Come along, you two.
Boring, just like other daddies thinking. Parks are good for us. It's just statues, nooks, and crannies. I don't understand all the fuss. Is she doing it despite us? We could lose her for a lark. Perhaps it's all a plot. I'll tell you what, she seems so different, but I bet she's not. There is nothing to excite us in the park. What was that?
You're quite wrong, you know.
Who are you?
I'm Nelius. Surely you know that. You've sat beneath me often enough. And I've been waiting half a century to take a walk on a sunny day like this.
Ain't it a glorious day, right as a morning in May?
I feel like I could fly.
Have you ever seen the grass so green? Oh, it's a jolly holiday with Mary. Better days I've never known.
You can ask the conflicts that you marry.
Nothing's ever set in stone.
Morning, Mary.
Morning, Constable.
You two look tip-top from top to toe, if I may say so,
Thank
Mary.
you, Bert. And you may.
Each man out with his dog will stand up gog to see a statue take a gentle jog. Oh, it's a jolly holiday with Mary. No wonder that it's Mary that we love.
It's a jolly holiday you love. Gentlemen like you hold you. Till you're just a diamond in the rough, but underneath your blood is blue. You'd never think of pressing your advantage. Forbearance is the hallmark of your creed. A lady needed fear when you are near. Your sweet gentility is crystal clear.
It's
Your father? You're a statue. You can't have a father.
Well, if that's true, then why do I miss him so much?
Isn't he one of the other statues in the park?
No, he lives very far away from here.
Do you really miss him?
Well, wouldn't you miss your father if you hardly ever saw him?
I have to think about that one. That's it. That's what it was.
What?
This place is half empty. The statue's gone. Do you mean you've lost your marbles? This is your fault, ain't it? I knew we should have trouble when you first arrived. Now we've got a statue missing. What? Oh, Lumi.
Mary Poppins, Emilius must be so lonely. Could his father ever come to visit?
Of course. Anything can happen if you let it.
Mary Poppins, how long will you stay? We'll see.
We'll stay. Won't you, Mary Poppins?
I'll stay until the wind changes. Now run along in.
Oh, good night, Jane. Good night, Michael. Good night, Mary.
Good night, Bert. Jane and Michael want to say goodnight.
Tell them you've given me the message.
George, please.
Oh, Daddy, we've had a fantastic day. We sang with the buskers, danced with the statues, met Queen Victoria. You wouldn't have approved, but...
If you knew that, then why did you do it?
Daddy, could I have a kite? A proper one?
Could you fly it?
You could always teach me.
When would I have time to do that?
Daddy, who's the father of Emilius?
Will you two just let me get on? Good night.
Poor Michael. All he cares about is flying kites and his beloved astronomy, of course.
I used to love astronomy at his age. My nanny, Miss Andrew, soon beat it out of me.
Suppose we do need a nanny, George. It is out of the question to do without one.
That'd be ridiculous. Of course we need a nanny. All the best people have nannies, so the wives can do the charity work and entertain. Which reminds me, how's your tea party coming along?
Not sure. It seems rather odd to invite people I hardly know.
But they're people you should know. Remember, by your friends shall ye be judged.
But that's the point. They're not my friends. In fact, I was talking to Clemmy Bunting, and I heard she was rehearsing for a new play, so I thought I might ask
Winifred! How many times must I tell you? I wish for you to sever all connection with that part of your life.
George, I was an actress once. Most people might find that interesting, though you speak as if I should be ashamed of it.
Well, it's not exactly something to be proud of. Winifred, I'm only thinking of you. I want people to admire you, respect you.
No, George. But sometimes it's hard.
It's not hard. It's your job to be Mrs. Banks.
And what is your job?
To pay for everything. What is it?
I was only going to kiss you
tonight.
Oh, all right. Are you going to talk to Mary Poppins about this afternoon?
Don't think so.
Very well. Just make sure she knows to do things our way and not hers. What good are rules if you can bend them? We need a nanny who is disciplined and stern. Boys and girls, you don't befriend them. I fear that Mary Poppins has a lot to learn.
Mrs. Banks, an easy role, and yet it's one which I don't seem too good at. On the whole, I have a comfy home. I live a simple life. I have a name which tells the world I'm someone else's wife. Thinking Mrs. Banks, what does that entail? Facing tests of character, I always seem to fail. And as for his best people, well, I'd like to say, no thanks. They're not exactly my idea of being Mrs. Banks. I still feel as if I'm dreaming so much more than just one day. When Mary holds her hand, you feel so grand. Your heart starts beating like a big brass band. I'm sure Nelius is beaming. Let's hope she will stay. Good night, Nelius. Let's hope she will stay.
And order. Winds do change, tides can turn, sink or swim, see what you learn. Me, I was told when I was small, just learn a trade, so I learned them all. Chim chimney, chim chim cheree.
Morning, Bert. Swapping the decks today, I see.
Oh, gotta keep the street ship-shape, Admiral.
Now are things aboard number 17. All smooth sailing for Mary Poppins, I trust.
Oh, there's some rough weather on every voyage, Admiral.
Ah, Miss Lark. What those children need is a touch of a cat. And the night of the yard.
Those children need, Admiral, is a touch of happiness.
Willoughby!
Sandwiches too early. They're going to get stale before the guests arrive.
Everything's under control, ma'am.
And what about the cake?
Cooling on the tray, waiting to be iced.
And you're sure you know how to ice it?
Quite sure. And in case you're worried, I've not been exchanged by the fairies for a total nincompoop.
No,
I
guess I'll go check the drawing room then.
I'd like to be helpful.
Now I'd like to be rich, but the good Lord thought otherwise.
Mother wants you in the drawing room,
Well, she can't have me. I have enough on my plate as it is.
but she says you can tell Robertson and I what to do.
Does she indeed? Oh, why don't I go and have a smoke by the gas works for good measure?
I don't mind this, Bill. Honest.
All right. I will give you one task and one task only, and so help me if you get this wrong. I will swing for you and sing as they pull the lever.
What is it, Miss Brill?
Put the icing tools next to the cake, and I'll need a bowl of hot water to warm them. I'll make the icing as soon as I'm back.
Icing tools? Cake? Hot water. I'll make the icing as soon as I like.
You think you can manage that?
Is that all?
For you, yes. For me, no. Once the icing's done, I gotta start on the sandwiches because Madam wants them fresh. So I can't start them until there's no time to finish them. I swear, a slave in ancient Rome was on a pleasure cruise compared to my life in this house.
Well, don't just stand there, Robertson and I.
Right, no.
What are you looking for?
A bowl. For the what?
Michael, why don't we make the icing?
Because we don't know how.
Don't be feeble. Go get me the eggs. If Mrs. Brill can do it, it can't be that hard.
Are there eggs in icing?
There are in mine.
I don't think Miss Brill would
Then
think
she will be guilty of great ingratitude.
Is it supposed to look like that?
Doesn't look like that when Miss Brill makes it.
Don't be impertinent. Get me the cake.
Honestly, Miss Jane, I was only trying to be helpful. I don't see how...
Mrs. Brill, go upstairs and get... What have you done? Robertson, oh, should I call a doctor?
I don't think that would be necessary, ma'am.
How could you two be so unkind when you know how important my party is to me? You deserve some very nasty medicine. Just wait until bedtime.
No, I don't think we should wait until then, ma'am. Why not go up and get changed? We'll clear up, won't we? But I'm not ill. I won't take it and you can't make me. In that, as in so many things, your information is faulty.
Open.
But it's strawberry ice.
Now who?
I'm not sure I like strawberry ice.
I'm not sure I care. Open. Lime cordial. Now, off we go, you two. Michael, I know you like to keep things neat. Jane, I told you she was tricky.
Why can't Robertson and I do it when he wakes up? He is a servant.
With that attitude, you'll have gone through a lot of stuff before you're very old. Besides, in every job that must be done, there is an element of fun. You find fun and snap, the jobs are gay, and every task you undertake becomes a piece of cake, a lark, a spring. It's very clear to see that a spoonful of sugar helps the sea. Go down, Nancy, go down, Nancy, go
idea into his head somehow. What an impertinent thing to say. Me putting ideas into other people's heads. Really.
Precision and order, caught in a wheel. Opening a ledger, closing a deal. Prudent investment, financial sense. On the day of sunshine, count shillings and pence.
Good morning. Great men have dreamed of power and position, and it's our job to back into the hilt. For shrewd investments and advice, they'll pay our price.
A bank of always banks are built.
Banks, a word. I see Herr Hustler is coming in again today. Have you made your decision? I believe so, sir. Good, good. Be sure that's the right one.
Every transaction, credit or debt, sheets are well balanced, targets are met.
Banks, what objections can you have? My security is more than adequate in Latin America is an expanding market. What is the matter? Have you no courage?
Mr. Von Hustler, what I haven't been able to grasp is what exactly is your final product?
What do you think? Money, of course.
Yes, money, but making money out of money. Is that enough?
Are you man enough to be a banker? A man has dreams of building an empire, to make his name in many distant lands. In this new world, I am told, will soon strike gold that sees that chance with both our hands.
Have you come to a decision yet, Mr. Banks? There's a town of good people whose future depends on you. I know that. Give us this chance. You won't regret it. The factory could be up and running in weeks and expanding before the year's out. Please, Mr. Banks, I'd give it everything I've got. Believe me.
I do believe you, Mr. Northbrook, and I've tried to find a way, but there just is not collateral.
What about my workforce? Decent men looking for a better life. They're my collateral. My men have dreams to earn an honest living, a wife and kids, a home to call their own. If you'd invest in us today, it burns the way. I promise we'd repay the loan.
I'm sorry, Mr. Northbrook, but
Daddy!
what on earth are you doing here? Can't you see I'm busy?
No, we're done here, and no man should be too busy for his own children, after all. And what are you here for, young man? Have you come to borrow some money as well?
Hardly. What would they need money for?
Well, it is never too early to learn its value.
I know the value of this. 6 pence.
No, that's its worth. Its value comes in how you spend it. Do good, and may you have good luck.
And what do you say to Mr. Northbrook? Thank you.
I'll wait outside.
What is the meaning of this? Really, Mary Poppins? I'm not without a sense of humor.
Aren't you, Daddy?
No, I am not. But when I was a little boy, I would never have dared interrupt my father.
Were you ever a little boy?
Of course I was. But my nanny, Miss Andrew, kept me out of my father's way. And he would have been very annoyed if she hadn't.
What about your mother?
I shouldn't think I saw either of them more than once a week.
Didn't they mind?
Mind? They were glad to be rid of me.
Then who kissed you goodnight? Miss Andrew?
Certainly not. We never had time for hugs and kisses and all that sappy nonsense. What's the matter?
Poor Daddy.
Poor? What do you mean poor? That's what made me the man I am. Eh, Mary Poppins?
Yes, I'm afraid it did.
That's quite enough. You've seen where I work and I've a lot to do.
Daddy, when you invest the bank's money, what are you looking for?
I suppose I should say a good idea, but a good man is much rarer and much more valuable.
Come along, children.
Mr. von Hassler, I've reviewed your arguments, but I'm afraid my answer is no.
So you don't recognize a good idea?
Perhaps not, but I recognize a good man when I see one.
We'll regret this, Rhodes.
A man with dreams that life hasn't broken. A man with hopes, ambitions to fulfill. A man more certain at first glance deserves a chance. Now, Mr. Northbrook, when do you think your factories could open?
Thank you, sir. You won't regret it.
So
here she is now. You can tell her yourself.
Bert, isn't that Miss Lark's dog, Willoughby?
Don't interrupt when someone's barking. You were saying? Well, if she keeps wandering off like that, perhaps it would be best if you kept her on a lead. Willoughby! Ah, look, here she comes now. Oh, Willoughby! Come, Mom's here. Oh, hello.
You know, sometimes you think you could talk. Bert, can Willoughby really talk?
Well, of course he can. Getting him to stop is the problem.
How did you learn to speak dog? How do you think? Master the grammar.
Practice when you can.
And avoid mongrels. Far too much slang. Now, let's go. I can't stand here all day talking shop. Talking shop? What a silly expression. There's nothing silly about it in the least.
Well, what do you buy in a talking shop?
Conversations, of course.
Well, I've never heard of a talking shop.
Well, there is only one, and it belongs to Mrs. Corey.
Who's Miss Corey? Who's Miss Corey? Oh, Miss Corey is older than anybody in the whole world. She talked to William before he went conquering, to Vliet before he went impaling, and to Alexander when he weren't so great.
We'll have to call it her shop in the park.
But there is no shop in the park.
Remember, anything can happen if you let it. That's it. I've run out of conversations. Good day to you, Mrs. Corey. Well, 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 if it isn't Mary Poppins with Jane and Michael Banks. How does she know us? And how is poor little Georgie? Who's Georgie? Georgie Banks, your father. He used to give his nanny the slip and come into my shop here in secret. It can't possibly be the same George Banks. He was a kid 40 years ago, and no one can remember that long. Please, Aunt dearie. I remember everything. I remember Georgie used to love my gingerbread. I wonder if you got here today. Annie, Fanny, look lively. Yes, mother. Ah. There you are. Gingerbread pizzas with gingerbread stars. Georgie always saved his stars. Now, Mary Poppins, what can I do for you? Well, I did want an ounce of conversations. Oh, I'm out of conversations, and I'm right out of words too. You see, had a lot of chatterboxes in here today. But, let me see what we have left. Oh, looks like I do have some letters. And a little bit of back chat. An ounce, you say? That'll be 15 letters. Go on, take your pick. Jane, you first. You can choose 7.
I'll have a C-U-D-R-U-G-L-and-I.
They're no good. You can't make proper conversation out of them. Your turn, Michael. 7 more. I've got N-A-F-S-E-T-O-and-P. And I'll choose an X. Now let's see, what words can we make?
I see dog and cat.
Routiflex, that's 9.
Lepitophorus. Ah, that's 11. Nearly there.
Well, those don't count. You made them up.
And where do you think was came from in the first place? Somebody had to make them up. You know, we can always use the same letter more than once. Now let me see. Supercalifragilistic expialidocious. That's not a word. But of course it's a word. And unless I'm very much mistaken, I think it's going to prove to be a rather useful one. We try
to express oneself is frankly quite absurd. To leave too lengthy lexicons to find the perfect word. A little spontaneity keeps conversation keen. You need to find a way to say precisely what you mean. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious. If you say it loud enough, you'll always sound precocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Diddle-diddle-diddle, diddle-I. Diddle-diddle-diddle, diddle-I. It can mean exactly what you want it to. Diddle-diddle-diddle, diddle-I. Stone Age men were chatting, simply granting would suffice.
Although if they heard this word, they might have used it once or twice.
I'm sure Egyptian pharaohs would have grasped it in a jiff. Then every single pyramid would bear this hieroglyph. Oh, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Say it and wild animals will not seem so ferocious. And to further flourishes, it's very precocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Diddle-diddle-diddle, diddle-I. Diddle-diddle-diddle, diddle-I. Diddle-diddle-diddle, diddle-I. Diddle-diddle-diddle, diddle-I.
The Druids would have carved them on their mighty monoliths.
Oh yes, the ancient Greeks, I'm certain, would have used it in their midst. I'm sure the Roman Empire only entered the Holies because those Latin scholars never had a word like this. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. You say it softly, the effect can be obnoxious.
Check your breath before you speak in case it's halitosis.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Diddle-diddle-diddle, diddle-I. Diddle-diddle-diddle, diddle-I. Diddle-diddle-diddle, diddle-I. Diddle-diddle-diddle, diddle-I. You know you can say it backwards, which is Suaectili sepsilicafilacrepis. She may be tricky, but she's bloody good. When the cat has caught your tongue, there's no need for dismay. Just summon up this word and then you've got a lot to say.
Pick out those 18 consonants and 16 vowels as well, and put them in an order that is very hard to spell.
S U
U
P
B
E
E
R
R
C A L I F R A G I L I C I C E X P I A L I D O C I O U S.
Smarty Pants.
S U P E R C A L I F R A G I L I S T I C E X P I A L I D O C I O U S S U P E R C A L I F R A G I L I S T I C E X P I A L I D O C I O U S S U P E R C A L I F R A G I L I S T I C E X P I A L I D O C I O U S.
Here we go!
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious. If you say it loud enough, you'll always sound precocious. Supercalifragilistic, supercalifragilistic,
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. S-U-P-E-R-C-A-L-I-L-I-G-I-L-I-S-T-I-C-E-X-P-I-A-L-I-D O-C-I-O-U-S. Here we go! Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. or bad, happy or sad, the pendulum keeps swinging.
Stand back. You are never to come near that vase. Nor no one else but me neither. That is an heirloom.
Heirloom.
While I do this, stay totally immobile.
Immobile.
Do not move a muscle.
Muscle.
Do not breathe. Do you hear me?
I might as well be dead.
Don't give me ideas.
A change is made, a game is played, but still the road is long. And though they might yet fly a kite, sometimes the wind's too strong.
George, what happened? Why are you here?
Everything's all wrong.
No idea. What is it?
If you must know, I refused some German chap a loan at the bank today. It seems he went to our chief rival. They gave him the money and it's turned into a gold mine.
Well, they can't expect you to get things right every time.
Can't they? That's exactly what they expect.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious. If you say it loud enough...
That is more than loud enough. Upstairs now!
But we were just...
I don't care what you were just. Upstairs! Now, where's my briefcase? I thought I put it down here. Michael? Jane? Will you just give it to me? Must I put up with this behavior? You're their mother. Can't you do something about this?
Well, I can try not shouting for a start.
Mary Poppins, you're here to teach the children manners. And just look at them. They're a pair of little savages. If I had it my way...
George! You're tired. Mary Poppins, don't bring the children downstairs tonight. The base is quite exhausted. Perhaps you can keep them occupied tonight.
I hope you haven't forgotten, man. Tonight's my evening out.
What? Dear, I had forgotten. I suppose the best people wouldn't ask you to change your plans.
No, man, they wouldn't.
Thought not.
It's not fair. Daddy loses his temper and was shut up in the nursery. Daddy's mean and wrong and I hate him.
Jane, take that back this instant. I wouldn't have you criticize your father.
Why not? He criticizes you. Last week he said you were no use nor ornament.
How dare you?
I heard it and so did you.
Sometimes people say things they don't mean. Take the children upstairs now, Mary Poppins. George,
What is it now?
I thought you might like some help.
Don't be ridiculous.
Please, George, if you have troubles, I'd like to share them.
Don't worry. You will. It seems I've been suspended without pay until I can decide what to do with me. Twists and turns, ups and downs. One moment smiles, next moment frowns. But bad-tempered faces had better change quick. 'Cause if the wind changes, the face might just stick. Chim chimney, chim chim, chiree chim charu.
cross. I thought fathers were supposed to look after their children, not yell at them all the time.
Well, have you ever thought who looks after the fathers when things go wrong?
The mothers, I suppose.
Not the children.
Wouldn't that be rather upside down?
Sometimes families are upside down. For a while, anyway.
I don't want to be an upside-down family. I wish I could run away.
Why don't you? Somebody might adopt you.
But you'd miss me.
No, I wouldn't. I could have your toys.
No, you couldn't.
Yes, I could, and I jolly well would.
Give her to me. Oh, now look what you've done.
That's no way to treat Valentine. What's she ever done to you?
Nothing, silly. She's just a doll.
That's it. Into bed at once.
But we haven't had our milk.
There'll be no milk and no buts either. If you can't be good, you may as well be sorry.
I wish you'd leave us alone.
Be careful of the things you wish for. Poor Valentine. Go inside and make yourself presentable. I won't go to sleep and you can't make me. In that, as in so many things, your information is faulty.
tops of London. Cool, what a sight.
Oh, so you're a sweep now, are you?
Oh, best view in the world, eh? And who gets to see it? The birds, the stars, and the trees. Nothing to beat it. Now as the ladder of life has been strung, you may think a sweep's on the bottom most strong. Though I spends me time in the ashes and smoke, in this whole wide world there's no happier glow.
Chim chimney, chim chimney, a sweep is as lucky can be. Chim chimney, chim chiroo, with luck wherever, when he shakes hands with you.
Or blow me a kiss, and that's lucky too. So you're going then?
The wind has changed.
They're good kids, Mary.
Would I be bothering with them if they weren't? And I can't help them if they won't let me. And no one's so hard to teach as a child who knows everything.
So?
So, they've got to do the next bit on their own.
Chim chimney, chim chimney, when you're with the sweep, you're glad company.
Goodbye, Bert.
Chim, 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 chiree. When you're with the sweet, you're in glad company. Nowhere is there a more happier crew than them what sings chim, chim, chiree, chim, chiroo. Chim, chimney, chim, chim, chiree, chim, chiroo.
Cheerio, Bert. Keep an eye on them for me.
She can't have left us.
Yes, she can. And she's taken all of our toys with her.
What does the note say?
What in the name of heaven are you two doing out here? Where's Mary Poppins?
Gone.
Gone. Well, if that doesn't take the blooming biscuit.
Mrs. Brill, what does R.M.R. mean?
Why?
Because that's what she's written in her note. Dear Jane and Michael, keep playing the games. R.M.R. Mary Poppins.
It's French, you know that. Does it mean God bless you? Or is it good luck? I remember now. Till we meet again. Now, come inside before you catch your death.
Morning, Admiral! Lovely weather!
Brill, is the nursery tidy?
Tidy as I can make it, ma'am.
Only you knew how hard it was to track her down.
Really, ma'am? Fancy that?
Call to get through nannies for a flippin' pastime. Now when one returns and make this fearful fuss. Never liked her much when she was here the last time.
Please, she makes life easier for the both of us.
Miss Brill, it is her, isn't it? Well, I don't know who else. Why is it such a secret?
decorated courtyard.
Oh, but Miss Andrew, I'm so fond of flowers.
Then you are a very silly woman. Now, where did George go?
George? I'm afraid he had a very urgent appointment.
For which, no doubt, he was late, as usual. It's not much of a house now, is it?
Well, we like it.
Well, then it doesn't take a lot to keep you happy. Look at the dust. There! And there! There!
I'm afraid we're rather short-staffed at the minute.
Hasn't anyone ever cleaned that fireplace?
Oh, now, just a minute!
Ah, you must be the children. Pity. I don't suppose you know who I am.
Yes, we do. You're the Holy Terror of Brilliantsport.
You're Jane, I suppose. Why aren't you wearing stockings?
I don't like them.
Tut! What manners? I can see that there is not a minute to lose. These children have been spoiled. I've arrived here just in time. By chance I've brought the punishment that best befits the crime. Brimstone and treacle and cod liver royal, liberal doses of each. These are the traits from which children recoil, the lessons I'm going to teach. Just follow my model and don't mollycoddle, it may lead the irksome to irk. So seek satisfaction from punitive action. Brimstone and treacle will work. Open.
Doesn't taste as bad as it smells.
Worse.
Do I have it?
Open. Brimstone and treacle and carbolic soap. These are the tools of my trade. With spoonful of sugar, you don't have a hope of seeing that changes are made. Where manners are chronic, my tincture's the tonic that's certain to wipe off a smirk. So pour out a ration in matronly fashion. Brimstone and treacle will work. Your son will go to boarding school at once. As for the girl, I shall take charge of her myself. I won't stand for whining or whinging or whimpering, crying or lying or sobbing or simpering. I fear it's clear that in these two such bad habits lurk. Now threaten to throttle, then uncork the bottle. Brimstone and treacle will work. Now, show me to my room. Brimstone and treacle
Can't stay. They'll have to dismiss her. You know, I never thought I'd say this, but I'm disappointed. I truly am. I really thought it was going to be her with the umbrella.
What are we going to do?
The only thing we can do, run.
Easy now. Your old friend Bertie could wear you.
Oh, Bert, it's just you.
You're filthy.
That's a smudge or two. It just so happens that today I'm a chimney sweep. So what's the matter? And who's after you?
The nastiest nanny in the whole world.
The nastiest nanny in the whole world. Well, you two should know. You've been through enough of them. Tell me, is she really as bad as all that?
She looks like something that would eat its young.
Miss Andrew's daddy's nanny.
Which explains a
lot.
Poor Daddy. Ever since he stopped working, he just sits and mopes. Mary Poppins used to say that he needed our help, but now it's too late.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. Tell you what, let's start things off with a bit of shake for good luck.
Why would shaking hands bring good luck?
Didn't anyone ever tell you it's lucky to shake a sweep's hand?
But what do you do if you need some luck?
Oh, I shake hands with myself. Now, what have we got here?
Michael, look, it's a real one! What's the matter? You've always wanted a proper kite.
I've always wanted to fly with Daddy.
Oh, of course you have. Of course you have. But, well, you need to know how it's done first, eh? Get a bit of training in. And you'll make him the proudest father in the country.
You think so? You're not just saying that?
Did I say country? Whole bloomin' empire, more like. With tuppence for paper and strings, you can have your own set of wings. With your feet on the ground, you're a bird in flight, with your fist holding tight to the string of your kite. Oh, let's go fly a kite up to the highest height. Let's go fly a kite and send it soaring up through the atmosphere, up where the air is clear. Oh, let's go fly a kite.
Try again.
Try again.
What's this? What's this? We don't allow litter here.
It isn't litter. It's a kite.
Oh, a kite is it? My word, it is. I haven't flown a kite since I was a little girl. Now we'll wind her up, give her a run, and away she'll go.
I want to do it.
But you'll let me help, won't you? Seeing as though I haven't flown a kite since I was a little girl.
I'm all right.
When you send it flying up there, all at once you're lighter than air. You can dance on the breeze over houses and trees with your fist holding tight to the string of your kite. Oh, let's go fly a kite up to the highest height. Let's go fly a kite and send it soaring up through the atmosphere, up where the air is clear. Oh, let's go fly a kite. Breathe it in.
I can't. It's stuck. I'll help. Let me.
You can do it. Pull one more time.
Oh, Mary Poppins, I made it back. Don't squeeze. I'm not a sardine in a tin. And where are your coats? We didn't have time to put them on. And why not, may I ask?
Because we've run away.
Have you indeed? Oh, Mary Poppins, it's been so awful since you've left. And now Miss Andrews coming. Daddy's ruined, and we never helped him like we wanted us to.
Oh
And
my
we're just-
eye, your life's a tragedy. Now, let's go home. And don't dawdle. But she's there. She came this morning as a surprise for Daddy.
Did she? Well, maybe I'll be a surprise for her. That was a lovely greeting, Bert.
Oh, I meant it, Mary. Welcome. You're a sight for sore eyes.
You really are. Welcome back, Mary Poppins.
I told you they was good kids, Mary.
And I told you they were worth bothering with. Now, see here, it's against the regulations coming down from the sky like that. And where from, eh? Where from? If I were a parkeeper, I'd just straighten my cap and button my coat. Now, let's go.
Aren't you going to shake hands with Bert for luck?
No,
Why not?
I don't need any luck, thank you.
illusions may shatter, but memories stay. The things that really matter, I lost on the way. The sovereign, the master, and long may he reign. The famous good for nothing of cherry tree hay.
They'll find a way home in no time. Let's bet somehow they find enough practice.
But they weren't being naughty. I'm afraid I've made them unhappy. Afraid I've made everyone unhappy.
They'll turn up. Don't you worry.
George, dear, I know it hurts your pride, dear, but you can't just run and hide, dear. Why can't you see that I'm here and I am on your side? Whenever you spoke of Miss Andrew, you showered the woman with praise. But now that I met dear Miss Andrew, there are one or two things I'd rephrase. To think you were raised with a monster and carry that burden through life. If only you had seen that you could share it with your wife. Being Mrs. Banks, it's easy to forget the way I felt that summer's day, the day that we first met. Being Mrs. Banks, being kissed by you, a man of dreams who made me feel that wishes could come true. And now, although you're lost, it's time that we close friends. I'll fight for the man who needs freeing, the real you who no one is seeing, and you'll find a way of just being Mr.
Perhaps she's killed everyone. Perhaps they're all dead. Not like that, you stupid boy.
Well, they're not all dead. What's that noise?
It's a bird. I might have known. Did she? Well, frankly, that's not a surprise. Locked in this cage and let free in the skies for 2 years. How shameful. Yes, of course, that's a field I know well. An hour no longer, your wings will grow stronger. Once you are free from yourself. What kind of bird is it? A lark. You have seen a lark in its cage for the first time, and the last. My pleasure. Don't mention it.
I am going downstairs to fetch Caruso, my lark. You stay there and clean that grate again. Ah, so you've decided to go crawling back, have you? Well, I think we know what's needed now. Brimstone and drink of my favorite liquor that will make runaways stop. Impudent children respond so much quicker when forced to
perhaps notice.
I see. And what do you expect me to do?
Ha! Peck! You insolent young person! How dare you speak to me in this way? Silly little girl with your newfangled methods. I bring up children so they know their place. Standing for tradition, I govern my charges. Mishandled charges blow up in your face. I brought up their father, and the time you don't. You must be so proud of the way he turned out. A shining example, a pillar, a post. They all have their problems, but him more than most. Caruso? Where is my lark? Caruso? You let my little lark out of his cage. Now you shall bear the full brunt of my rage. Brimstone and treacle for you. Brimstone and treacle, just a spoonful of sugar. Brimstone and treacle, just a spoonful of sugar. Brimstone and treacle, just a spoonful of sugar. I recognize fully that you are a bully who views cruelty as a fool. Well, look, here's the catch, because you think you're right. Brimstone and treacle, brimstone and treacle, brimstone and brimstone and Rhodes. Where did you come from? She came from Michael. Hey, Michael! Oh, thank heavens! Oh, but you guys are very naughty, and I should be as mad as anything. I was so glad to see you again. Oh, now where's Miss Andrew? She's gone. Gone? Why? She didn't give a reason, ma'am. How peculiar. So, Mary Poppins, if you're here, are you going to stay? I'll stay for as long as necessary, ma'am. Because the last time you were here, you left without a word of warning. How do I know you won't do it again? You don't. Eh? Excuse me, ma'am. Oh, I'm so sorry, Constable, to have bothered you, but they've returned, so...
Not all of them, ma'am.
What?
We found this one, a wander in the park. Good night, ma'am.
George?
Where is she?
Miss Andrew? She left.
Left? But how?
Maybe she thought we were rude.
Rude? To Miss Andrew? Well, I can't forgive it, but I'll try to forget. In fact, I'd have given you a sixpence if I had one.
George, if you haven't noticed, Mary Poppins is back.
Mary Poppins. Well, I wonder if I might have a word. There's no beating around the bush. Things have not been well for us since you left. And
About my wages, sir. If you don't mind, I won't take any just now. I should prefer to let them accrue.
but Mary Poppins, if you only knew how many were accruing as it is.
Is everything settled?
It is. Now I must get started. Jane, Michael, speak sport. Are the drains playing up, or is Mrs. Brill cooking?
Come along, darling. You've made a wrong decision, but how bad is that? After so many years of good service, it's the worst that can happen.
Winifred, if I am to be dismissed by the bank, we'll be destitute. The house will be repossessed, the servants will leave. It'll be us and the children sitting on the frosty curbside.
But the house that really matters, the children, and each other.
You're practically perfect in every way. I got you
gone through it.
Whose?
You'll know when the time comes and not before.
You'll stay this time, won't you, Mary Poppins?
I'll stay until the chain breaks.
What chain? Where?
Michael, you must be careful. The room's a bit excited to see me back, and you never know what might happen around the fireplace. Michael! Michael, come down!
Chimney sweep be? A chimney swept, a secret kept up here above the gables. Another world to be unfurled in ancient myths and fables. A chimney stack looks cold and black against the twilight sky. But never fear, there's warmth up here. Perhaps you'll find out why.
I look like. That's better.
The world's awfully big, isn't it?
And what does that tell you?
That we're awfully small and unimportant?
Speak for yourself.
Well, not us so much, but our problems. They seem so big down in the nursery, but up here...
Well, that's more like it. Troubles never seem so bad when you look at them from a little higher up. And just remember, there's plenty of folk willing to help you should you need it.
Who?
Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim chiree. Now guardian angels, you don't often see. They're not highfalutin, not grand nor aloof. Now they're covered in soot, and they're up on your roof.
Chim chimney, chim chim chiree.
See, it's true. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. We will step in time. Over the rooftop, step in time. Over the rooftop, step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Over the rooftop, step in time. Step by step in time.
Poppins, if you wouldn't mind explaining.
First of all, I would like to make one thing clear.
Yes?
I never explained anything. Come along, children.
It's happened. The chairman wants to see me at the close of business tonight.
Tonight? Well, then I'll go with you then, and jolly well give that chairman of yours a piece of my mind.
That'll only make things worse. Now, I'm afraid that we must face it. By this time tomorrow, I will have joined the ranks of the unemployed.
Dear, are you quite sure?
Quite sure. In fact, I think we'd better start making some plans.
Do you mean your mother's face? Won't you miss it?
It needs must, my dear. And besides, we said we'd save it for a rainy day, and tomorrow we'll set to pour.
George, do be careful. Mrs. Brill, I think you'd better sit down in the kitchen.
Mrs. Brill, is that the dinner cooking?
Don't you start, I've already opened all the
I'm
windows.
only going to say that it smells delicious.
Oh, world's gone upside down!
So that's where I put them. Stars. Gingerbread stars I used to hide from my nanny. I knew I put them somewhere no one would ever find them. Only problem is, I couldn't find them myself. They're very bright. Marcy, even after all this time. Oh, let me give you a hand. I used to dream when I was younger that I would know all there is to know about the stars. I have haven't thought about that in years. I'm not usually sentimental.
It's good to look back sometimes.
Is it? I'm not so sure. A man has dreams of walking with giants, to carve his niche in the edifice of time. Before the mortar of his zeal has the chance to congeal, the cup is dashed from his lips, the flame is snuffed a warning. He's brought to wrack and ruin in his prime.
Life's a rum go, Governor, and that's the truth.
You know what I think? It's Mary Poppins. Ever since she arrived here, things started to happen to me. My world was calm, well-ordered, exemplary. Then came this person with chaos in her wake. And now my life's ambitions go with one fell blow. It's quite a bitter pill to take. It's that Poppins woman. She's responsible for all this.
I know the very person. Tell me, what's that song she's always singing? A spoonful of sugar, that is all it takes. It changes bread and water into tea and cakes. A spoonful of sugar goes a long, long way. So have yourself an healthy helping every day.
Healthy helping of trouble, if you ask me.
Well, it's like you say, Nanna. You've got to grind, grind, grind at that grindstone. The childhood slips like sand through a sieve. And all too soon they've up and grown, and then they flown. And it's too late for you to give just that spoonful of sugar to help the medicine go down. The medicine go down. Medicine go down.
Well,
Good luck, Governor.
thank you, Bert. And good luck to you, too.
Father,
Yes?
We've come to say goodnight.
Yes. Good night.
Daddy, do you remember when we came to come visit you at the bank?
Yes?
Well, we were each given a sixpence, and we were told to spend it carefully.
Excellent advice. That's exactly what you should do. What did you spend them on?
Nothing yet. We kept them, and now we've decided to give them to you.
I suppose Mary Poppins put you up to this.
No, she hasn't said a word about it. We know things have been difficult for you lately, and we really haven't had much help.
So we thought a little extra cash might loosen things up a little.
It's a whole shilling.
Thank you.
Good night, Daddy. We do love you, you know.
Jane, you remember you once asked me who Neleus's father was?
Yeah.
It's Poseidon, king of the sea. Good night.
Mummy, Dad is really worried, isn't he?
Yes, he is. But remember, he loves you very much, and that's far
more important than houses, a job, or anything else.
You are going to bed with him, aren't you?
I wish I could, but he won't let me. If only there was someone who could speak up for him, to take his part, to show him what he's really like inside.
Well, why can't he do it for himself?
Because he's a man, and a very proud one.
Then you must go.
I would like to, but I'm afraid it's not possible.
Why?
Because I'm a woman.
Mary Poppins says anything is possible if we could only get out of our own way.
Do you really believe that, Mary Poppins?
Anything can happen if you let it. Sometimes things are difficult, but you can let it. Doesn't have to be so.
Changes can be made.
You can move a mountain if you use a lot of spade. Anything can happen, it's a marvel. You can be a butterfly
Or just stay larval.
stretch your mind beyond fantastic. Dreams are made of strong elastic. Take some advice and don't forget it. Anything can happen if you let it.
I wonder. Anything can happen if you let it. You won't know a challenge until you've met it.
No one does it for you.
No one but yourself. Isolating violets get left up on the shelf. Anything can happen, just imagine. That should be my epitaph. I wear the badge in honor of this world's free thinkers. Those who see beyond their blinkers. Jelly isn't jelly till you set it. Anything can happen if you let it. If you reach for the stars, or you get all the stars, but we found a whole new spin. If you reach for the heavens, you get the stars Speak of birds, tuppence a bird, tuppence, tuppence, tuppence a bird. Feed the bird, sir, only tuppence a bird.
I would take it as a great favor if you fed them for me.
Tuppence, tuppence, tuppence a bird.
And order, paying one's debts, risking our investments, hedging our bets. Mr. Banks is here. Trading in futures, stock on the line.
Well, Banks, how did it happen? You turned down a team that was bound to make millions, and we want to know why.
Then I'll tell you why. I refused Mr. Von Hustler because his scheme was hollow. It lacked substance, it lacked character, it lacked any meaning outside the walls of a bank. And yes, he told me about assets and growth and profit, but there wasn't a word about people. And while I know if anyone puts any merit on human life, then to you they consider it a washout. But I'm afraid I do value it, gentlemen. In short, George Banks Esquire has rediscovered the human race. I'm sorry for ruining the bank, but I'm not sorry for realizing there's more to life than making money.
Ruining the bank? Ruining the bank. Ruining the bank? My dear chap, what are you talking about? You saved our bacon. Haven't you heard? Von Hustler's scheme has ruined our rival. You You saved us from the nastiest scandal since records began. We don't want your apologies. We're offering ours.
Oh, my word.
And another thing, do you remember giving a loan to a fellow called Northbrook? Well, he's repaying it and opening 2 new factories. With the percentage you negotiated, he'll accept to make a fortune.
Oh, my word.
Well, that's just it. We very much hope that you might tell us how you did it. Just give us the word. It'll be quite safe with us.
Give you the word. Give you the word. Oh, I'll give you the word, all right. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Even though it sounds a bit something quite the truth. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Oh, sir, thank you.
Now, Ben.
Get him! It's not his fault. It was his nanny's, Miss Andrew.
The Holy Terror.
Taught me everything I know.
Well, now's your chance to forget it.
That's right. If you want to fight about it, you come to the right woman.
Oh, it's all right, Auntie, it's all right. I haven't lost the bank any money at all. I've made them a fortune.
Really?
Gentlemen, madam, if you please, we still have some business left to conduct. Oh, thanks. George. By way of recompense, we'd like to offer you the job of senior manager with the salary starting at
And
double.
exactly how much has he made you so far?
Triple, quadruple your present rate.
George, close your mouth. You're not a codfish.
Well,
I accept. But you must understand one thing first. From now on, family comes first.
agreed.
Agreed.
I'm afraid I underestimated you, my dear. How can you ever forgive me?
How could you ask?
It was selfish of me to keep you away from the theatre. You'll want to go back, and I won't mind if you do.
No. I loved it, but I found a role that I much rather prefer, and it's going to keep me busy for a very long time.
Anything can happen, raise the curtain. Things you thought impossible
Will soon seem
certain. Though at first it may sound clownish, see the world more upside downish, turning with head and pirouetted.
Anything can happen if you let it.
If you reach for the stars, all you get are the stars, but we've found a whole new spin. If you reach for the heavens, you get the stars thrown in. There are the stars. I like the constellations too.
Do you indeed? I want you to count for the moon as well.
If you reach for the stars, all you get are the stars, but we found a whole new spin. If you reach for the heavens, you get the stars thrown in. Anything can happen if you let it. Life is up and waiting, so go and get it. Grab it by the collar, seize it by the scruff. Once you've started living life, you just can't get enough. Anything can happen, it's official. You can choose the silver or the superficial. Sally for the way we're steering. Obstacles start disappearing. Go and chase your dreams, you won't regret it. Nicole.
I love you, Mary Poppins.
You are a fine boy, Michael Banks, and one day you will be a fine man.
Oh, it makes me so anxious when you talk like that.
Like what?
Oh, gentle and kind. Do be cross, Mary Poppins. Do be cross again.
Is that the thanks I get for all the trouble I've taken?
That's better.
That's dainty, Bert.
Oh, well, they're yours, Mary. I drew them for you. It's the night time, isn't it?
Yes, Bert.
Well, goodbye, Mary Poppins.
Goodbye, Bert. Look after yourself. Practically perfect, and I hope to remain so.
What's happened? Something's changed.
Look, it's Mary Poppins' locket. Here's a note. The chain's broken. Don't you remember? I'll stay till the chain breaks. Michael had the telescope, so this is for you.
She signed it. From Mary Poppins, with a great deal of love.
Poppins!
She's gone.
Gone. Curio.
She'll be back. Now, what do you think of this?
It's the best I've ever seen.
Could we fly it?
Oh, Daddy.
Mary Poppins not coming back. She's gone forever. My dear, how could you possibly know such a thing? Because we don't need her. Not anymore. And the other families will, won't they, Daddy?
They will.
George, but if she's right, I suppose we don't need a nanny anymore. What do you think?
I think that you should dance with me.
George, is this serious?
Wasn't that a shooting star?
You can use my telescope.
I was right. Wish on it, children. My dearest love.
We won't forget you, Mary Poppins.
We'll never forget.